Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Unbreakable You podcast. We are starting the month of April, and if you're watching my other podcast, Limitless Live, this whole month of April, I'm going to be talking about character in general. But for Unbreakable You, I really want to cover something so important about your character. And it's really not about healing, but it relates to why you even need the healing in the first place. It's about who you became because of what you went through and who you choose to become now despite of everything you went through. Because the truth is that no one talks about it. Life doesn't just test you, it reveals you. And sometimes, yes, it breaks you. It breaks your truth, it breaks your expectations, it even breaks the version of you that you believed this world never happened to me. We always say, this would never happen to me. This is not something I'm going to allow to go through. And yet again, we do. And if you've gone through a heartbreak, betrayal, divorce, or any sort of emotional pain, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, what I want to talk about today is what if the breaking wasn't actually the end of you? And what if it was just the beginning of what defines your character and who you become as the result of that breaking? So, first, I want to define and explain what pain actually does to you. And let's be honest, pain changes you. It doesn't matter what kind of pain you're going through, it changes you. You don't go through betrayal and stay the same woman. You don't go through emotional neglect and stay soft at the same time. You don't go through disappointment but still see the world the same way. Pain creates a version of you. And that version of you can be the anxious version, the overgiving version, the people pleasing version, or even the version that starts to question herself and her worth. And for me, this was really true and very real. There was a time where I found myself in a relationship where I was giving, I was understanding, I was patient, but in return, I was getting inconsistency. I was getting emotional distance, and I was getting confusion. So instead of walking away, what I did is I adapted. I became more understanding, more forgiving, more accommodating, not because this was my true character, but because I was trying to hold on to something that was slowly breaking me. And this is where so many women get stuck because we think, I just need to love harder. I just need to be more patient. I just need to fix this one thing. But what you're actually doing is you abandoning yourself. I want to differentiate between the survival you and the true you because the shift that changes everything and the shift that actually changed everything for me is that not every version of you is the true, real you. Some versions of you are created because of survival mode. When you survive in a toxic relationship, a survival in a chaos, a survival in a situation of emotional uncertainty. So ask yourself, who did I become just to survive, not to thrive? Because survival, you may be overthinking, overgiving, overexplaining, accepting less than you deserve, but that is not your higher self. This is the adapted self. This is the character that you have created to survive. And character, your true character, is not built in comfort. It's built when you decide for yourself, I will no longer be the version of me that pain created by default. I will become the version of me that I choose. And I choose this intentionally because character is a decision. And this is where everything changes. Because character is not your personality, it's not your past, it's definitely not your circumstances. Character is the decisions you make under pressure. It's walking away when it's hard. It's saying no when you are afraid. It's choosing self respect over temporary comfort. And I'll tell you something very powerful: pain will give you options. You can become bitter, closed off, guarded, or you can become stronger, boundaried, clear, and unshakable. But that doesn't happen automatically. That happens when you say, I refuse to let what broke me define me. I want you to learn to rebuild yourself. So you may ask right now, so how do I actually rebuild my character after life breaks me so many times? It's not just emotionally, it's also identity wise. So the first thing you need to do is to take your power back. Stop asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking, who am I choosing to become because this happened? Rise above and raise your standards. And I'm not talking about just relationship, but in how people speak to you, in how people show up, and what you tolerate. Raise those standards. Certain things should not be tolerated from anyone. I'm not just talking about romantic relationship. Stop betraying yourself. And this is a very big one. Stop ignoring those red flags that you see so clearly and your intuition tells you. Stop explaining and sometimes even over explaining your worth. If someone walked away, let them be. Stop staying where you are not valued. And build that emotional discipline. Don't react, respond. Don't chase, choose. Don't prove, know. So you build your character and you build your emotional discipline by not reacting, by not chasing, and by not proving. You build it by responding, choosing, and knowing. I want to leave you with this. You are not the woman that you were before the pain. And that's not a loss because now this is power. Now you can see more clearly. Now you feel more deeper. And now you have opportunities to build the version of yourself that is unbreakable. Not because life won't try to break you again, but because now you know how to rebuild yourself despite of all those circumstances that break you. You didn't go through this. You were rebuilt by this. And now it's time to rise from it. And if this speaks to you and you feel like you are in this space where you are rebuilding, this is exactly the work that I do inside my coaching. Because healing is one thing, but becoming the woman who will never accept what broke her again, that's transformation. Message me if you're ready for the next level, but take a deep breath and remember, you are not broken. You are becoming. And I'll see you again next session. Thank you for joining me today.